Hello students, today we are going to perform chemistry practical on semi-micro qualitative analysis of unknown mixture. In that we are going to determine two anions, that is negatively charged ions, and two cations, that is positively charged ions. So before starting with the experiment, let us discuss few basic things related to the experiment. So students, we know that analysis are of two types, that is qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. So in qualitative analysis, we determine which constituents are present, whereas in quantitative analysis, we determine how much quantity is present. So students, depending on the size of the sample, qualitative analysis can be categorized into following types. If the sample size is in the range of 0.5 to 1 gram, then it is termed as macroanalysis. If the size of the sample is in the range of 0.05 to 0.1 gram, it is semi-microanalysis. If the size of the sample is in the range of 0.01 to 0.05 gram, then it is microanalysis. If the size of the sample is less than 1 milligram, it is ultra microanalysis, and if the size of the sample is very less than 1 milligram, then it is termed as press analysis. Semi-micro qualitative analysis includes following steps: preliminary test, then dry test for cations, dry test for anions, wet test, which includes preparation of NRS, that is negative radical solution, followed by wet test for anions, wet test for cations, then detection of groups, finally confirmatory test. So let's get started. So first is preliminary test. In that, color. So color of the mixture appears to be blue. So we can infer that copper salts may be present. Next is nature. It is crystalline in nature. So now let us see the solubility test. So with the help of a spatula, take little quantity of a mixture in a dry test tube, add distilled water to it and shake it well. We can infer that the mixture is soluble, indicating that the mixture is crystalline in nature. So from this we can infer that salts of potassium, ammonium, chloride, bromide, iodide, nitrate, nitrite, sulfate, chromate, dichromate may be present. Next is dry test for cations. First is test for NH4+. For that, we need to take a mixture in a test tube. To that, we need to add NaOH solution to it. Now, let us heat the solution mixture. On heating, we may observe ammonia gas evolves. Now, let us place the wet turmeric paper on the mouth of a test tube. We can observe that it turns wet turmeric paper brown, which indicates NH4 salts may be present. Next is flame test. Over here, prepare a paste of mixture and a drop of concentrated HCl on a watch glass. Heat the paste on a platinum wire in an oxidizing flame. Observe the color of the flame. So the color of the flame is observed as bluish green, which infers that CO2 plus salt may be present. Next is dry test for anions. First is action of dilute acid. Now take little quantity of a mixture in a test tube. To this, add dilute HCl solution. On adding dilute HCl, we observe that there is neither brisk effervescence. Similarly, there are neither colorless gas which are evolved. So we can infer that CO32- SO32 minus, S2 minus may be absent. Now, take little quantity of a mixture in a test tube. To that, add MnO2 powder and few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid to it. So we can observe that there are neither brown fumes nor violet fumes which are evolved, but there are some colorless fumes. Now let us confirm that colorless fumes by placing blue litmus paper on the mouth of the test tube. Let us observe. On heating, we observe that it bleaches blue litmus paper, which indicates Cl- may be present. Next is chromyl chloride test. Now for this, take little quantity of a mixture in a test tube. To that, add solid potassium dichromate. Next is, add few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid. Now, we need to heat this test tube so that we can collect the fumes in the another test tube. So, hold the test tube in this position. So, collect the fumes in the opposite test tube. Whatever gas or fumes are collected in the another test tube, add few drops of NaOH solution. Next is, add few drops of acetic acid and few drops of lead acetate. We observe yellow colored solution, which indicates presence of chloride ion. Next is wet test, which includes detection of anions. For that, we need to prepare negative radical solution, that is NRS. So take mixture in a test tube. To that, add distilled water. Mix it properly. Shake well. Now, to this, add saturated solution of sodium carbonate. Observe the changes. We need to get a clear solution. If it's not clear, then we need to boil the solution and then we can centrifuge it. So we can observe that we are getting clear solution. So this centrifugate is negative radical solution and it is used for testing anions. Next is test for halides. So we need to take NRS. Take few drops of NRS in a test tube. To that, add dilute nitric acid till there is no effervescence. Now you need to add silver nitrate solution to it. We observe white precipitate, indicates presence of halides. Next is confirmatory test for the presence of a particular halide. For this, take few drops of NRS in a test tube. To that, add dilute sulfuric acid solution to it. Next is, add few drops of chloroform followed by chlorine water. And observe the layer. If it is not observed properly, we need to shake the solution properly. On doing so, we neither observe violet layer, we neither observe brownish yellow layer. In fact, we are observing colorless chloroform layer, which indicates that chloride ion is present and confirmed. So here we have obtained one negative radical Now we need to find out the other negative radical. Next is test for sulfates. For that, we need to take few drops of NRS in a test tube. To that, we need to add dilute hydrochloric acid till no effervescence. Further, we need to add few drops of barium chloride. We observe white precipitate. Now, let us add concentrated nitric acid to it. So, white precipitate remains insoluble in concentrated nitric acid. From this, we can infer that SO4 ion is present and confirmed. So, here we have obtained our second negative radical. So, students, wet test for cations. Cations are classified under the following groups as follows. First is water-soluble cations. Second, lead group. Third, sulfate group radicals. Fourth, hydroxide group radicals. And fifth, soluble complex cations. Next is preparation of solution to be used for the detection of cations. In presence of bromide or iodide, as they interfere in analysis of cations, solution is prepared by removing these anions as follows. Take the given mixture in a clean evaporating dish and add 2 to 3 ml of concentrated nitric acid. Further, heat to evaporate so that colored as well as acid fumes cease. Extract the residue with 10 ml of distilled water. Boil and centrifuge. Now, proceed as given in step 1. So students, in step 1, in the absence of bromide and iodide, take mixture in a small beaker. Add 10 ml of distilled water, boil and centrifuge. After centrifugation, centrifugate, which is called as water extract, is used to test NH4+, K+, and water-soluble cations. So students, in dry test for cations, we have already performed test for NH4+. Now, let us see its confirmatory test. Now, take few drops of water extract in a test tube. To that, add few drops of Nessler's reagent. Observe the changes. We observe that there is reddish brown precipitate. We can infer that NH4+ is confirmed. So over here we have one cation. Now it's time to find the another cation. Next is test for K+. Now students, if NH4+ is present, it has to be removed before testing for K+. So over here, take few drops of water extract in a test tube. To that, add few drops of NaOH solution. Next is, we need to boil the solution till there is no smell of ammonia. So students, further we can use this solution to carry out the test for K+. Now, to this solution, we need to add 3 to 4 drops of picric acid. So we can observe that there is no yellow precipitate of potassium picrate. So we can infer that K+ is absent. So now we need to find out one more cation. So let us see the further test. Okay students, so now take little quantity of a mixture and water and observe the changes. If the residue is not obtained, in case of some mixtures, residue may not be obtained. In such case, first perform the test for NH4+, K+, and use water extract for further analysis. In case, if residue is obtained with water solution, that is mixture plus water, we need to heat and centrifuge it. Then, to the residue, we need to add 5 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid. Next is, again we need to heat and centrifuge it. Now this centrifugate is used as an acid solution. And students, if still further residue is obtained, then we need to add few drops of concentrated HCl to it so that the residue gets dissolved in it, and finally we get the solution which we can use for further analysis. So students, let us perform the test. So over here, take mixture in a test tube and add few ml of distilled water to it. Shake the solution. Yes, we are getting some residue. So if the residue is obtained, then further we need to heat the solution and mixture. After heating, we need to centrifugate. So over here I have taken distilled water in one test tube and the mixture and water in the another test tube. So this is the centrifuge machine which we use in semi-micro qualitative analysis, so that we can get the residue and centrifugate separately. Well, now observe the residue and the centrifugate. So further we have obtained the residue. Now we need to separate the centrifugate from the residue. Now to this residue, we need to add few drops of dilute hydrochloric acid. Further, I have done the same procedure of heating, centrifugating, and finally we have obtained the acid solution. So students, remember, if still residue is obtained, then we need to add few drops of concentrated HCl to it so that the residue gets dissolved. So this solution can be further used for analysis. So we need to wait for some time until we get a clear solution. This is our acid solution for separation of cations into groups. So in this way, after few minutes, you get this clear solution, which is the acid solution for further analysis. So students, now let us move on to step 2. Over here, we need to follow this table properly so that we can get the desired cation. So first is mix water solution, that is water extract. To that we need to add acid solution, or we can take little quantity of portion of water extract. To that we can add dilute HCl. If in case we get some of the precipitate, then we have to go for the analysis. That is given in step 3. If you are getting just centrifugate, then we need to move further. To that centrifugate, we need to add saturated solution of ammonium sulfate. If you are getting any of the precipitate, then we need to go for that analysis, which is given in step 4. If we are getting just a centrifugate, then to that centrifugate, we need to add solid ammonium chloride and 6 normal NH4OH. If you are getting smell of ammonia, then we need to find out which cation is present with its further analysis, which is given in step 5. And finally, if still we are getting the centrifugate, it may contain CO2 plus, Ni2 plus, Zn2 plus, CO2 plus, Cd2 plus, Mg2 plus. So centrifugate, if deep blue color, then it indicates presence of CO2 plus, Ni2 plus. So we need to refer step 6 for its analysis. So in this way, we can refer step 2 for the separation of cations into groups. So students, let us follow the table of step 2 and carry out the following test so that we can get the one more cation. So over here, take few drops of water extract in a test tube. To this, add previously prepared acid solution. Now, the centrifugate so obtained. To this centrifugate, add saturated solution of ammonium sulfate. The centrifugate so obtained. To this, add solid ammonium chloride. Shake the solution. To this, add 6 normal NH4OH. Observe the changes. On adding 6 normal NH4OH, we are getting centrifugate with a deep blue color, which indicates presence of Cu2 plus or Ni2 plus. Now let us refer to step 6 for the further analysis. Next is step 6. Analysis and test for soluble complex cations, which may include Cu2 plus, Ni2 plus, Zn2 plus, CO2 plus, Mg2 plus. So let us perform the test for Cu2 plus. For that we require centrifugate plus acetic acid plus K4FeCN6. If we get reddish brown precipitate, it indicates Cu2 plus is present. Let us perform the test. Okay students, so take few drops of centrifugate in a test tube. To that, add few drops of acetic acid solution. Next is add few drops of K4FeCN6. Yes, we have got reddish brown precipitate, which indicates CO2 plus is present and confirmed. This is our second cation. So students, in this way, we have performed semi-micro qualitative analysis and the results we have to write down in a tabular form. We have got 2 anions and 2 cations.